Welcome to another webinar brought to you by ATG USA. My name is Michael Echave, and I am a technical specialist here at ATG. Today we are going to talk about collaboration in Revu and how it is done through Bluebeam Studio, Bluebeam's integrated cloud-based collaboration solution. There are two parts of the Studio platform. Studio Sessions, which was introduced in 2010, is a real-time system for the collaboration on PDFs. It empowers you and other collaborators to place markups securely while maintaining integrity about who placed each markup. Studio Projects, which was introduced in 2012, is a document management system that helps control and track document versions while offering anytime, anywhere access to any document type through the cloud. Introduction to Studio. How customers are using Studio. Bluebeam Studio is being used today by customers to streamline workflows throughout the project lifecycle, as well as design review, punch and backcheck, facilities management, constructability review, and within Studio features, upload PDF drawings to Studio Sessions. Team members review in real time, view and respond to each other's comments. Comments can be exported and drawings sent to the design team. A constructability review is one example of how Bluebeam Studio can be used. In that example itself, PDF drawings at each milestone are uploaded to a Studio session so that assigned team members can review them in real time. During the review, team members can view everyone's comments as they are placed, allowing them to respond to each other and provide more thorough feedback for the design team itself. After the review period, the session closes and comments are exported to, let's say, an Excel sheet or via PDF as well, while the marked up drawings are sent to the design team. Because the review has been done concurrently by all team members, a better quality list of comments is generated for the design team. Let's talk about a case study. One customer who has great success with Bluebeam Studio during a constructability review is Rudolph and Sleaton. Using Studio for their constructability review of the 700,000 square foot San Diego Central Courthouse, they cut their review time from 6.6 weeks to 4.6 weeks and reduced their production and shipping costs by 63%. Again, 63%. They also produce a more accurate and higher quality estimate for the client, saving them additional time and money in the long run. This is an example of just one of many workflows in which Studio provides large time saving for customers. Next, we're going to talk about Studio Sessions versus Studio Projects. At the end of this, you'll be able to describe Bluebeam Studio and state whether or not Studio comes free with a license of review. Compare and contrast document workflows in Studio Sessions versus Studio Projects. State whether document types can be used in Studio Sessions versus Studio Projects. And state the file and participant quantity limits of both sessions and projects. Bluebeam Studio is a powerful solution for document collaboration, allowing you to manage your projects digitally from the start to finish, anywhere, at any time, from a desktop, tablet PC, or an iPad. With Studio Projects, you can store and share an unlimited number of PDFs and any other file type in the cloud. You can manage access rights for the project collaborators to check out and edit those files. With Studio Sessions, you can collaborate in real time with project collaborators around the world, making up the same 2D and 3D PDFs together. Bluebeam Studio, which is included in both projects and sessions, is included free with every license of review you purchase. There is no additional charge for any of the functionality it contains. Next, we're going to kind of go over the platform parameters and do a compare and contrast of both sessions versus projects. Collaborators can work on the same PDF simultaneously, whereas in projects, one person at a time editing a document. So where you can be multiple in the sessions, you're working, collaborating, marking up a document, whereas in projects, one person has to check it out, mark it up, check it back in. Collaborators don't need to be online at the same time for sessions, and projects isn't like a session, it's just document management system. Participant limit for sessions is 500. Participant limit is unlimited to check in and out documents. File limit for sessions is 5,000 PDFs or up to 1 gigabyte each for those PDFs themselves. File limit for projects is unlimited or any size. And then file types for sessions versus projects. Within sessions, PDFs only, 2D and 3D PDFs supported. Whereas projects, anything can be uploaded like an Excel document, a PDF, or let's say a video if you wanted to upload videos there, a PowerPoint too as well. Any kind of file types are supported within there as well. So let's talk about also if you've ever wanted to invite a team member. Maybe some of you guys listening in right now have had Revu and are using studio sessions and studio projects, and you wanted to invite somebody that doesn't actually own a version of Revu. Clients that you are coordinating with or utilizing in terms of subs, contractors, they can activate a 30-day trial of Revu, granting them full access to the complete software. But once that trial ends, Revu will automatically switch to view mode. Within the studio sessions, if you do have a view mode, you don't have the full license, you can still interact with the same things and tokens within sessions. Now let's talk about studio projects. When using view mode to access a project, the PDF files in the project can only be viewed. Markups are restricted. However, there is a PDF document in the project that you need to add markups to. Let's say if you wanted to add the markups, you can ask the project owner, the person who invited you to the project, to add the PDF to a session, which was back there, and now you can actually mark up the session. Or alternatively, the project owner can also use the share link feature, which would allow you to download a local copy of that file to your PC that you can then use to mark up or utilize outside of Revu itself. So now that we kind of talked about everything and what Studio has to offer in terms of sessions and projects within the Revu software, let's kind of show you how you're going to create an account. So we're going to go over, I'm going to open up Revu here. So this is the initial interface of Revu. Maybe some of you guys have actually been using Revu and been utilizing it, or maybe some of you guys are kind of new to Revu and the total interface is kind of foreign to you and you're like, what's going on here? We're just going to go over a quick use and how to actually get access to Studio. I've actually hidden Studio. So over here on the left-hand side, we have our panel access bar. Over here, you don't actually see Studio. It looks like an actual studio or a box. I've hid it so that we can show you guys how to access it if you don't even know where it is within Revu itself. So if you right-click on the panel access bar, you're going to go to Show, and down here is Studio. All of the blue items are actually active currently in my view, and as you can tell, Studio is grayed out. And it looks like a little house right here for the image or icon you want to say. So you can then click it and it will be active on that area. And I just want to show you guys also the hotkey to access Studio is Alt+C. I'm going to activate it here. And now Studio has opened. So from here, you're going to automatically sign in if you're set that up. But right now, I'm going to show you guys how to actually create an account. So you clicked or select sign in. And from here, you're going to go to create an account. You're going to put your name, your last name, your display name. And this is kind of key because this is what other contractors or architectural firms or anyone that you're using or subs or anything that you're using are going to use that display name. So make sure you create a good display name. And then your email and password. From here, I'm going to sign in. Of course, it doesn't want to work when you want it to. And from here, now you have access to Studio. And within Studio, we talked about Studio sessions and Studio projects. So right here at the top is how you're going to access the two different ones. Studio projects has a little box around it with some lines in there kind of indicating that. And then sessions actually has more of the old school like chalkboard, I like to say. That one that you used to flip over, right on the other side, flip it back over, do the other side. That's kind of my view of what it looks like. And you can also just scroll over and it'll indicate it here. You can also work offline or work online within a studio session. And let's say you had comments built up and you were working offline, but it needed to be uploaded to where the actual team was. Once it's been uploaded, in terms you've connected to the internet, it'll be unpinned and it'll go right to the session that you have it to, and it'll work that way. So within Studio Projects here, I have a couple projects set up. We can go to demo one. And within here, you can start uploading files. I'm not going to go too in depth on how this kind of looks or how the outfit is. I'm going to close the Studio box. I now have this Studio project open. And within the Studio project itself, you can start doing things within here. You can start adding folders. You can start uploading files. You can start uploading entire folders themselves and start creating that structure that you want. So you have Studio files in here. These all have different within it. Just the same nomenclature within there as well. Within there, you can start doing settings. So as you guys saw over here, I went over here and clicked this. This allows you to do project settings. Within here, you can start doing settings. You can do the project name, the access, you can start emailing it, the permissions that those people have as well. So in terms of applied permissions, send invitations, manage user access, manage permission, send PDFs. These are all things you can start doing. Within there, you can do a folder permissions as well. You can just send invites directly from here as well. Let's say if you had your address book hooked up, let's say to your Outlook account would have it there. They can also access it by project ID if they wanted to. And that is within Studio Projects, which we kind of went over in terms of file size. Now, if we went back over here, let's go into a session. So within a session, right, so we just went over the projects, which is uploading files, having it stored in the cloud. Now we're going to go into a session, which is us collaborating and marking up together. Is there a way to delete other people's comments in a session? No. That's the great thing about a session. Within a session, the only person that can delete a comment is the owner of that comment. And in terms of comments, we're talking about markups, right? So within sessions, let's go back to it. You can add a session here. You can filter out if you wanted to. I've already created one, so we're just going to access the one that I've created. So within here, you're going to have the actual session pop up, the status of the session, finish, reviewing, or waiting. You're going to have your attendees who's in the session. I'm the only one in it. And the documents that are then laid out within that session as well. I'm going to open up the document here. And within this document, it has all of the markups that have been placed. Let's just say, i.e. by subs, or i.e. by contractors, by architects, by engineers. Right now, as you guys have seen, maybe some of you guys haven't used Revu before. Maybe some of you guys have. I've just brought up my markups list. This gives me all the metadata associated with the markups that's been placed on my PDF here. So as I scroll in, I have my detail here. This was this provide mullion detail, right? So this is correlated with my markups list here. And over here on the left, up here is the record, what's happening within the session, what's being utilized, how it's being leveraged. You can have notifications. Let's say I posted in this comment and I want somebody to be notified for it. You can come over here and do that as well. Let's say I had a pending. Let's do a Cloud Plus to show you guys kind of how that'll work. As I'm doing this, it's also being done over here, right? So Michael over here created Cloud Plus demo all the way up to 1, which is saying the first thing that happened within it. It's only been me accessing this. Let's say I wanted to notify somebody within the certain one. You can set a status as well, reject, accept, all of that good stuff. There's no one actually in the session, so I can't notify them. But if you did have someone else in the session, you could notify them saying, hey, I just placed this comment. You need to help me. Pendings are used, again, if you're working offline and you've created a comment and you have something that's going to be uploaded once you've then connected to the internet, that would be in this pending area here as well. And now you guys are probably also wondering like attendees access. Here you can copy the ID, but again, you can go up to the session area drop down and go to settings. This will let you know the attendees, who you've added, as well as permissions to those certain attendees as well.